Hey everybody, I thought I'd do a little video on how to make your own parts washer bin. You can obviously get these at any handyman store like Harbor Freight, but those things cost quite a few bit of money. I made this one for next to nothing. All I used was some 2x2 stock, some 1x4. I had a couple of scrap pieces of 2x4. You'll need at least 2 of them. Then I had some scrap OSB boards. And then I had some longer 2x4s that I ran in between here and here so I could put a shelf on. And this was an old sink out of a remodel. I was going to throw it away, and then I got to thinking, I said, no, I'll turn this into a parts washing bin. Because, this was coated full of dirt. I haven't rigged up a pump system for it yet. I'll do that and show that in another video. But you took an old Windex bottle full of solvent. Like I said, I need to wash the part. Again, it's relatively simple, and I even got jugs of solvent or mineral spirits, whichever you remember it by. And I had a busted air compressor. I took the piston, used it as a drain stopper, and I can actually fill this up, wash parts in it, and then when I'm done, let this loose. And I got rigged myself a redneck style drain system that goes back down into a jug here. I can let the solvent run into that so I don't make a god-awful mess, because otherwise that would not be a fun day if I made a mess. But the height is about 42 inches. I made it tall enough that it's just right to my belly button, so I don't have to stoop over and bend when I'm washing parts. But it's also just short enough that it'll fit right under here nice and snug. But excuse me, I screwed it into the boards. The 4 outside corners screwed directly into the 2x2 stock. For the front and back, right here and right here, I used 2x4, about 4 inches by 4x4 square. I had a chunk of it. You just need it big enough to basically fit right here, so you can put a screw in through it that it'll hold that, and then you can screw through the back of it into the 1x4 stock, because then the 1x4 ties into the 2x2s, and it gives it some real good rigidity. I thought it was going to be wobbly as heck, but it was when I put the 2x2 post on, and even with the shelf on the bottom of it. But when I put this in and tied them all together, it's pretty sturdy. And like I said, I'll make a video sometime later down the road of how to rig up a little redneck style pump system to where I can pump solvent up through a tube into the parts bin, let it drop back down into a catch container, be filtered out, and the cycle repeats. But I've used this already, as you can plain well see, and I'd say I'm impressed. I didn't think it was going to work that great, but it works pretty much awesome. And for a screen to catch all the big debris and stuff, just took some old window screen that you'd find on the outside of a window. I had a junk window. I took some of that and then ripped me a hunk off and stuffed it in there. That stops the big debris from going down into the tank. And, a lot of people ask me a few times when they see my videos, why you make these kind of videos. One, I believe in, I guess you could say I'm thrifty to a fault. I believe if you can make something cheaper than what you can buy, then why have to spend the extra money to buy something when you can just, make it? Now, if you're the kind that likes to make stuff and you don't care how much it takes to make it, hey, more power to you. But, something like this, a good quality one, will cost you about maybe, I don't know, maybe $500. I may be off on it, but I'm pretty close. I'm fairly sure. Even the good ones are about $500. But this, a scrap sink, or even a metal sink, you can even get one like a Home Depot, Lowe's, Menards, whatever. This will only cost you maybe, I don't know, $50. It's a cheap sink. And getting some hoses, that's probably maybe another $20-$30 if you want to do it right. And getting a small pump. Now, I would recommend you use a fuel transfer pump or a little fuel pump. That's inline fuel pump. Like O'Reilly sells an inline fuel pump for about $40-$50, and it's just a little 3.5 psi pump. It's supposed to use gasoline, but gasoline and solvent mineral spirits are virtually compatible. It ain't gonna harm it running solvent. And that would be all you need. You just need a little 12-volt source, like maybe a little lawn tractor battery or something. Nothing big. You don't need a big honking car battery unless you want really doing some part washing for a long time. But I don't know. Like I said, I've been wanting a part wash for a long time. Didn't have $500 right off the bat to dump on one, and I had all this laying around, and I said, you know what? I'll make one. It's not gonna hurt me any, and if it don't work too right, oh well. But hooking it all together, I've already ran it through a test. As long as there's nothing blocking the drain lines, there's virtually no leaks. And I've washed quite a few parts on it already. But if you have any comments, if you'd like some dimensions, or if you have any ideas for improvements, please feel free to leave a comment on my video, right below the video. And if you really like it, like it. If you dislike it, hey, I don't care. I'm not in this for the views. I'm just posting this video to, help people who want to become, I guess, handyman inclined. Those who like to get their hands dirty and do stuff themselves. And as always, I'd appreciate it if you all subscribe. Well, it's not mandatory. I thank y'all for watching this video. Hope you have a good one. Peace.